Hello everyone. Today I would like to read out the fourth chapter titled The Assignment from my manuscript, The Map and the Eraser. This story is entirely fictional. Any resemblance to real person living or dead or to actual events is purely coincidental. I'll read out the story. Raju reached home and continued with his usual routine after a brief conversation with his mother. Soon he sat quietly at the chair close to his study table, determined to begin the map assignment. He decided to start by tracing the world map. First, he placed a plain sheet of paper on the desk, then a tracing paper over it, and finally, the world map on top. Carefully holding the sheets in place, he began tracing the outlines. However, these lines refused to cooperate. Each time he tried to follow the borders, the pencil slipped slightly away from the original line. The tracing paper almost felt like a villain, refusing to stay within the borders. The curves drifted, the lines shifted, and slowly the shapes began to look different from the original map. When he finished tracing and compared it with the real map, he noticed the difference immediately. He wondered were the oceans shrinking or were the lands expanding. If the map was inaccurate, it might affect his grades. Sighing, he picked up the eraser and began correcting the mistakes. After several attempts, he finally managed to draw an outline that was perhaps 80% accurate. Still, he worried. What if the inaccuracy affects my assignment? What if I lose marks because of it? Tired of trying again and again, he decided to take a break. He stepped outside and walked around the diplomatic enclave. Some of his classmates were also outside, but once again, none of them acknowledged each other. After a while, he returned home and sat again close to his study table. This time, the task felt even harder. He took out a fresh sheet of paper, another tracing paper, and the world map, and now he tried to draw the inner border lines as well. But the borders kept shifting. Sometimes India's border slipped into its neighboring country, and at other times, the neighboring land seemed to move into India. Sometimes a line of Korea crossed into another country, and sometimes the opposite happened, and likewise it happened for all the countries that he was trying to draw. Raju grew tired of drawing these borders again and again. He thought to himself, I wish these lines separating countries never existed. There is so much confusion because of these lines on the paper. I am tired of using eraser to correct them. I wish I could just erase them completely. Then another thought troubled him. If I don't draw them accurately, I might get a zero. Despite trying several times that day, he could not finish the map properly. Just then Ravikant returned from work. Renuka, where is Raju? He asked. He is in his room working on the map assignment. He seemed quite irritated. She replied. Ravikant quietly walked into Raju's room. Raju looked up from his desk. Hi, Papa. Hello, Ravikant said with a gentle smile. Why do you look so irritated? Raju sighed. Papa, this map assignment. I am tired of drawing these lines. I try to draw them accurately, but I never get them right. I wish we didn't have these lines in the world. Lines that separate one land from another. They create so many problems. His father listened patiently and replied calmly. Be glad that these lines exist on the map. Without them, managing countries would be very difficult. Borders help with administration and security. They help people organize and manage things better. Raju looked thoughtful. But, Papa, what about the differences these lines create and the wars because of them? And now, even my assignment, if I don't draw them accurately, I'll get a zero. Ravikant smiled slightly. So, just for an assignment and your grades, you wish these lines didn't exist? Raju shook his head. It's not just that. I don't have any friends because of these lines. My classmates see me as an Indian, and I see them as American, Indonesian, French, Chinese, or Pakistani. We all have differences. I wish I studied in a school where only Indians. Maybe then I would have friends. Ravikant sat beside him. Differences exist only in the mind, Raju, and you are too young to think this way. They are children just like you. Talk to them freely and they will talk to you too. Raju replied quietly. But what's the point? Soon there'll be a transfer order and we'll move to another place. Ravikant smiled. Don't you think these transfers are wonderful? New places, new people, new experiences. Imagine how many friends you can make across the world. Many children never get these opportunities. You get to learn about different cultures and different way of life. He paused and then added, if the map assignment is frustrating you, keep it aside for now. Try drawing something else related to the world. Then come back to the map later. Raju hesitated. But Papa, I'm not very good at drawing. Then simply take a break, Ravikant said kindly. You can try again tomorrow. Remember, the eraser is your friend. It can always help correct mistakes. Encouraged by his father's words, Raju took out a fresh sheet of paper. This time he drew an oval shape. Inside it, he sketched a simple scene: water, land, mountains, and sky, and birds flying freely above. When he finished, he looked at his drawing and smiled. It was not a perfect piece of art, but to him it looked beautiful, far more peaceful than the world map filled with lines crossing here and there. That's all for the day. Do let me know your thoughts about the story by writing in the comment section. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.